They say he was beaten and found with serious injuries on a CTA train platform. Get you a live update this morning.
And Chicago police are still looking for the driver of a black Mercedes involved in a deadly hit and run in the West Loop.
And we go outside this morning. Greg is in for Tracy talking about warmer weather. Maybe the 60s somewhere in there. We'll talk about it. Streaming out loud on a Monday morning.
Live from Chicago's #1 news, ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Val Warner.
And good to be with you this morning. I'm Terrell Brown. 27th day of March. Streaming this morning details on how you can win tickets to the Cubs opener this week. And a chance where you can win some big money, too,
really?
while you're out there.
And I think, speaking of opening day weather, is that the day that it's going to be 63 degrees outside, Greg?
Close, yeah. So we'll hit 63 on Friday, which I believe is an off day for the Cubs, but may end up being an on day depending on how the weather goes as we roll into the middle of next week, with rain showers on the way as well. Our temperatures right now are cooler than you would want them to be for late March. You're in the upper 20s to lower 30s to the north, where we saw, of course, snowfall to start off the weekend and then to wrap up the weekend, too. The area that saw strong storms yesterday, now starting off in the 30s early today, so it's that seesaw, roller coaster ride, whatever you want to call it, of spring temperatures. Although it's just a little bump here this afternoon, up to the lower 40s is a daytime high temperature, plenty of sunshine for us, but we will see that big jump to the 60s by the end of the week, and I'll show you if those stick around coming up. Over to you, Ross.
We're going to start in the suburbs. We have a couple of suburban crashes that are causing delays. This one is in Vernon Hills at US 45 and Buffalo Grove Road. And then we've got one that just happened in Elgin at Big Timber and State Street. And that is also causing delays on both of those roads. Plenty of traffic, lots of congestion on the expressways, particularly on the Kennedy and the Edens merging into the construction zone. Chopper 7's over the Kennedy right now, where they did not expand the construction zone beyond Fullerton over the weekend. But I suspect that road work will pick up again during the overnight hours tonight. Right now, it is between 50 minutes and an hour from O'Hare into downtown. Val and Terrell.
All righty, Ross. Thank you. Want to get you an update on some news we're watching this morning. Chicago police say a man was beaten and found on a CTA platform.
He was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center from the 69th Street Red Line station. Christian Picos joins us now live from the hospital with the latest on this. Christian.
And Val and Terrell, we're learning this morning from Chicago police that two people of interest were taken into custody by detectives for questioning after a man was attacked on a CTA platform, a red line platform to be exact, and left in critical condition. Now, police say the victim was beaten on the 69th Street platform and found with cuts to his head at around 7:45 last night. That's when he was rushed to the hospital. It's still unclear what was happening in the moments leading up to this attack. Trains did bypass the 69th Street station for a couple of hours as that investigation unfolded. Of course, Val and Terrell, there are still so many questions about the circumstances leading up to this attack, but police say a motive is still unknown this morning. Back to you.
All righty, Christian Picos. Christian, thank you. 3 past the hour. Breaking news from overnight. There's been a deadly crash on the city's far south side. Police say that a person driving a Maserati crashed into a Nissan along 130th Street near Evans. A 41-year-old woman, a passenger in the Nissan, was rushed to the hospital. She died. Drivers of both vehicles have been cited for traffic violations. The crash is still under investigation.
Right now, Chicago police are looking for the driver who killed this man in a hit and run.
Yeah, the crash was over the weekend in the West Loop. Jessica D'Onofrio is live near Washington and Green with more on what happened, Jess.
Val and Terrell, Chicago police are asking people to look out for a very specific car. They say it should have front end damage. Now, CPD is releasing this surveillance image of a four-door 2006 to 2010 Mercedes-Benz sedan, which may be missing the passenger side view mirror as well. Police believe this is the vehicle involved in a deadly hit and run over the weekend in a very busy area of the West Loop filled with restaurants and bars. 26-year-old James Richard Thompson of Plainfield was killed Saturday morning. Police say he was crossing the intersection of Washington and Green Street at around 1 a.m. when the car ran a stop sign and hit him. Thompson's family releasing a statement yesterday saying, in part, "We are devastated that our son, with an incredibly bright future ahead, was taken away by a criminal who ran a stop sign, killed our son, and drove away, leaving an enormous hole in the hearts of families, in the hearts of family and all those that loved him. Investigators are looking for more surveillance images of that vehicle. They have been encouraging businesses around this area and along Washington to check their cameras. Val and Terrell, back to you.
Incredibly sad story, Jessica. Thank you. New this morning, Chicago police are investigating 2 robberies overnight at 7-Eleven stores. The first happened around 3:30 in the 1100 block of West Belmont. Then less than a half hour later, a second robbery at a 7-Eleven in the 2300 block of North Damon. No one was hurt, but the offenders did take an undisclosed amount of cash from both stores. So far, police say the 2 robberies are not linked.
A Chicago firefighter is accused of running an illegal erotic massage business from his Northwest Side home. Brendan Kennedy Gayseer is charged with promoting prostitution. In a statement, the Chicago Fire Department says it's assisting Chicago police in the investigation and that Kennedy Gayseer is currently right now on leave from active duty.
Now to overnight severe storms. The death toll from this weekend's southern tornadoes outbreak has risen to at least 26. Mississippi's governor will tour the devastated zone in the disaster area with FEMA officials today. One of the tornadoes destroyed Rolling Fork, Mississippi. ABC's Morgan Norwood reports.
This morning, Rolling Fork, Mississippi maimed and mangled, most of it leveled, after a monster tornado sliced through the city like a chainsaw, cutting a 60-mile path of destruction across the state and killing more than 24 people.
It just hit quickly. Came out of the southeast, and by the time it got down on the ground, it got bigger and bigger, as you can see by the path.
Tracy Harden owns Chuck's Dairy Bar. She and her husband, along with 7 others, survived the splitting winds by taking shelter inside this large cooler. Their restaurant a total loss, along with the community she says she loved so dearly.
Our building doesn't have a roof on it anymore. So that's the moment we knew it was bad. We're praying and we're crying and we're screaming, and all of a sudden it just stops.
And then there's Jessica Davis, who tells me she was on the phone with her mother, Wanda, when that twister barreled through. She says she could hear the winds in the background. Her mother drove to a local store, hunkered down inside, but never made it out.
I'm hurt, nothing but hurt, because everyone lost something. Whether it was a loved one, home, everyone lost something.
Jessica Cole Davis's mom was driving. This is her car when that tornado whizzed through. She pulled over here to the parking lot of what used to be the Dollar General. She ran inside, but sadly, never made it out.
It's really hard. It's just, nothing to come back to.
This morning, relief is on the way. Governor Tate Reeves touring the disaster zone with federal officials, including FEMA. And while, yes, there is promise to rebuild, but some in Rolling Fork struggle to see the potential.
I'm looking around town and I'm saying, I know we can rebuild, but what you do with the devastation, what you do with all this, I'm glad I'm by myself.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Rolling Fork, Mississippi.
A Westside congregation is collecting donations to help those impacted by the deadly tornado that ripped through Mississippi over the weekend. And it's a personal mission for one pastor who grew up in an area hit the hardest.
My spirit goes out to them and my heart goes out to them. One big family, everybody knows everybody.
Pastor Andrew Griffin at New Inspirational Missionary Baptist Church is from Rolling Fork, Mississippi. Again, the death toll there is now at 26 people. Pastor Griffin says he's planning to ship the donations later this week on Saturday.
Vendors at Chicago's Little Village Discount Mall are moving out this morning. Many of them don't know where they're going to go next. Yesterday was the last day of operation for 40 of the vendors. They're being forced out under a judge's ruling based on new ownership and plans to renovate the space. Half of the shopping center is under different management. Those vendors can stay.
They feel sad because I remember when I used to come here with my dad and everything, and it just feels sad to leave this space.
It's like a little Mexico City, and it's just sad that, everybody's leaving.
The city is negotiating a new location for the displaced vendors. That process could take weeks.
Happening today, negotiations are scheduled to avoid a strike of faculty and staff at Chicago State University. The union representing those workers filed an intent to strike notice last week. If no deal is reached, the walkout could begin a week from today.
Masks are no longer required at Advocate Health System sites starting today. Advocate is the first major hospital system in the Chicago area to make masks optional since the start of the pandemic. The move comes with the recent drop in COVID transmission levels, and people can request their caregivers wear a mask if they'd like. Franciscan Health Indiana locations are also moving to mask optional today and on April 3rd, which is next Monday. The change takes effect for Franciscan Health's Illinois locations. This is new this morning. Inglewood's Save-A-Lot grocery store will open, quote, as soon as possible. That's according to a company spokesperson. The store will replace the former Whole Foods at the site near 63rd and Halstead. Save-A-Lot's plans have been met with opposition from some neighborhood groups. So far, there's been no grand opening date announced.
The Cubs home opener is fast approaching, and today 50 lucky fans can win tickets to the game and a shot at $1 million.
Yeah, called Play for opening day. 50 fans at Wrigley Field will be selected in a lottery-style drawing for a batting practice contest. Hold on. A batting practice contest? How about that? They'll battle it out in a batting practice contest.
Yeah, they're going to do that.
Yeah. Participants get 3 chances to hit a ball at targets and win prizes. If a fan hits a stack of Budweiser cases in the bleachers, they will win $1 million.
What are the chances for that?
Right.
The 50 fans selected will also each receive a pair of tickets to Thursday's game. The only requirement, you must show up at Wrigley Field today at noon. The Cubs play Milwaukee for the home opener on Thursday.
For me, just swinging and hitting the ball is like everything. I just want to do that.
Yeah.
You know? Because I strike out.
Right. I know.
I think
we played darts the other day and I was all over the place. I
was like, duck!
Not right. Nowhere near the bullseye. All righty. You're live in local news, just getting started as we stream out loud this morning. Coming up, a New York grand jury is meeting today and considering charges against former President Donald Trump. What they're expected to hear that could lead to an indictment.
Here at home, we've got Greg's AccuWeather forecast, and he's forecasting some warmer weather, some really nice weather coming up soon. And look at that sunshine bouncing off the lake right there. More on the weather coming up.
Check out this video right here of this hailstorm that came through parts of our area last night. Hail was reported in Plainfield and Romeoville. That's right, some as big as marbles. You can see it there. You may have also heard some claps of thunder as well. None of that today, though, right, Greg? Look at that hail.
Yeah, and what was wild is there was some penny and even quarter-size hail out in our western counties when those storms got fired up and they moved across that warm front. Well, that was a taste of spring's severe weather. Now we're getting a taste of, well, sunshine, which is nice, but also some cool temperatures. And we're right back into that spring-like atmosphere where it's kind of chilly to start off the morning, and it's a slow grind up to the mid-40s this afternoon. There are still just a few clouds out there, but but partly cloudy at the very worst. Most of us are mostly sunny. And you see up off to the north, areas that were north of that warm front yesterday on the cool side of the warm front are still staying quite cool, especially given the fact that your ground was cooled down even more by snowfall to start off the weekend. 25 McHenry, Lake Geneva's at 25, 31 degrees in Waukegan. A little bit warmer as we head off to the south, but that warm front itself is definitely gone. So too are the 60s that you saw in Livingston County and even in southern portions of Will County and Kankakee County yesterday. Here's the satellite and radar view showing those storms again getting on out of here. Even the cloud covers crossed Lake Michigan. It's on its way out. A few partly cloudy skies, but all in all, a mostly sunny day for us with temp in the lower 40s. Then clouds arrive again tonight. Wish they were a little bit thicker. Wish our wind was out of the south. If we had those two things going for us, we'd probably stay about the same point we are this morning temp-wise. But instead, I think we do drop into the upper 20s. It'll be a bit more chilly even to start off tomorrow morning. Then back to around 50 during the afternoon as sunshine returns, although a mix of sun and clouds on our Tuesday. Wednesday, some rain showers, maybe even some snowflakes in our northern counties as we do hit those lower to mid 40s today. 60s on the way by the end of the week, along with rain showers. 63 degrees on Friday, day after the Cubs opener. Ross?
We are looking at average travel times about 35 minutes on most of your expressways, but not the Kennedy. That is over 1 hour from O'Hare to downtown. And now we've got a stall. I believe IDOT is clearing it as we speak. I've been listening on the scanners right around the Stevenson ramps. So that is a little bit slow now on the bridge. Your travel time there is between 25 and 30 minutes on the Ryan from 95th into downtown. And there you can see how crowded it is on that camera. So that is going to be the hot spot other than the Kennedy, which I guess we're kind of getting used to. But we do have one other crash in Lombard, North Avenue and Swift Road, and that's a little bit snug in that area. Val and Terrell.
All right, Roz, thank you. Right now, a New York grand jury is considering charges against former President Trump. They are expected to hear new witness testimony. A decision on an indictment could come this week. ABC's Lindsay Watts joins us live now from Washington with the very latest on this. Lindsay.
Val, over the weekend, Trump had his first campaign rally since he announced he was running again, and he had much to say about a possible indictment. This morning, the waiting game continues for former President Trump. He predicted he would be arrested last week, but for now, the grand jury investigating hush money paid to porn actress Stormy Daniels continues its work.
From the beginning, it's been one witch hunt and phony investigation after another.
At the first major rally for his 2024 campaign Saturday, Trump's focus was his legal troubles. He told the crowd in Waco, Texas, that he's probably the most innocent man in the country.
The weaponization of our justice system is not, as some have called it, a political spectacle. This is the central issue of our time.
Just days ago, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg received a letter with a death threat saying, "Alvin, I am going to kill you," and a white powder later deemed non-hazardous. On social media, Trump warned of potential death and destruction if he's charged. Protests that Trump has called for haven't materialized, but hostile rhetoric has put the courthouse behind metal barriers.
It's dangerous, and if he keeps it up, he's going to get someone killed. We've already seen the consequences of incitement from the former president.
Trump is also facing several separate investigations, including one into his actions leading up to January 6th. He opened his rally with a video showing images of the insurrection and jailed rioters singing the national anthem. An announcer called them the J6 Choir. And this morning, dozens of former federal prosecutors are condemning Trump's attacks on DA Alvin Bragg. They released a statement calling on people to support and protect prosecutorial independence and the rule of law. Val.
All right, Lindsay Watts live in Washington. Thank you so much. Still to stream this morning, the city of Aurora continues its efforts to financially support small businesses. Who can qualify for 2 grants? Let's find out if a local singer on American Idol wowed the judges enough to get her go to Hollywood. We'll be right back.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
A Chicago-based author known for celebrity interviews has died. Bill Zamey wrote profiles of Frank Sinatra, Jay Leno, and Andy Kaufman. He also worked for Esquire magazine. Zamey grew up in South Holland, graduated from Loyola University. He died yesterday after a long battle with cancer. He was 64 years old.
Applications are now open for small business owners in Aurora. The city is receiving an additional $70,000 from 2 grants to help recovery efforts from the pandemic. The Finish Line grant is to help businesses finish rehab projects. The Restart Retention grant will help cover expenses to prevent business closures, and the deadline to apply is April 3rd.
Stan's Donuts and Coffee is coming to Rosemont. This morning, officials will cut the ribbon on the new shop, 9400 block of West Higgin Roads. All those donuts look good. Our news partners at the Daily Herald report it'll share a building with Shaquille O'Neal's Big Chicken at the former site of Gene and Georgetti. A singer from the northwest suburbs is headed to Hollywood. That is Kyra from Algonquin. She performed on American Idol last night. 21 years old, the daughter of Polish immigrants who had a music school out in Schaumburg. Kyra says that she spent time there every day perfecting her craft, and now she is headed to Hollywood and on to the next round. And you can watch that journey. We're all going to watch it. American Idol next Sunday night right here on ABC7.
She's cute as a button.
Yeah,
too,
sure is.
So.
We'll see how she does.
Good luck to her. Right now, we're going to join our Good Morning America viewers, Tanya Babbage. We'll have a news update on TV in just a bit. You'll see it here as well.
And when we come back this morning, we'll take a look at a stunning view of the Northern Lights. Keep it right here.
Now, an update from ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. It is 7:23. I'm Tanya Babbage. Chicago police are looking for the car involved in a deadly West Loop hit and run over the weekend. The crash early Saturday morning at Washington and Green killed 26-year-old James Richard Thompson of Plainfield. Police released surveillance photos of the car they believe ran a stop sign and hit Thompson. CPD says the 2006 to 2010 Mercedes-Benz sedan should have front-end damage and may be missing the passenger side rearview mirror. The Thompsons' family says James was a shining light and they are devastated. Let's get a check of our ABC7 AccuWeather forecast. Here's meteorologist Greg Dutra.
Well, good morning, and sunshine to greet us here to start off the week, although below normal temperatures and a pretty strong northerly wind, but we'll take the sunshine, right? We got to start somewhere, especially after, well, weekend snow showers for some and severe storms for others. So the baseline of sunshine on Monday isn't so bad, and temperatures make it into the upper 40s on our Thursday before some rain showers arrive. That's the Cubs home opener, by the way, hopefully getting the game in before the rain gets here. And then shortly after that, 60s on the way Friday, although it'll be a pretty wet day there to wrap up the week.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Advocate Aurora Health.
Welcome back, everybody. Those travel times are all over the board this morning. The Kennedy, of course, is the highest. It's about an hour 8 from O'Hare into downtown. Eden's between 25 and 30. But the Ike, that's 55 minutes now. A lot of folks taking that instead of the Kennedy. Stevenson, that is 38 minutes. Tri-State to DuSable Lakeshore Drive. The Ryan is a little bit more than 25 minutes. We've got a stalled semi on the outbound Stevenson near LaGrange, partially blocking a lane of traffic. We also have a crash with some tire debris outbound on the 290 near York Road, and the crash is in Highland Park on Central Avenue at US 41.
Looking live outside this morning, 33 degrees. Still chilly out there. Really, really pretty, though, and got some nice weather coming up this week. Going to talk to Greg about that in just a little bit.
Some spring cleaning weather.
Open the windows.
Yeah, that part too. There are some storm chasers on the Great Plains, and in Alaska, there are aurora chasers.
Yeah, they chase Aurora Borealis, known as the Northern Lights, and one chaser hit the jackpot the other night. He captured these freaky green-colored northern lights dancing eerily in the night sky. This is near Fairbanks on Friday. Footage was shot by Vincent Lavina. He called it the most insane aurora he has ever seen in his life. Friday's northern lights were also visible in northern extremes of the lower 48 states, including far northern Wisconsin and Michigan's Upper Peninsula. The light snow is the result of tiny solar particles interacting with Earth's atmosphere near the North Pole. This is one of my bucket list.
Is it?
Things
To catch it?
to see in person. Because this is like...
That's unbelievable.
It is. It's almost like, you just stand there long enough, there might be a gate that opens that takes you to another world. Right, exactly.
The upper room?
Come on in the room.
I'm like, to a whole nother world. You mean straight up to the upper room?
Yeah, that's something. I've never seen anything like that before.
I haven't either.
Yeah, so it'd be cool.
I feel like we need Greg to kind of break that down.
What we're seeing and why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I caught a funnel cloud once.
Did you? And see, now that would freak me out. I'd run.
Didn't even know it. I was in my first TV job, and I was interviewing someone right here in front of me. But the funnel cloud was off in the distance. When I fit the tape back, they go, "You got a funnel cloud!" And I'm like, no, I talked to Tom.
Right.
And they're like, no. In the distance, there's a funnel cloud. Go back.
You were so into that interview.
It was market 182 in my first TV job.
Gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, still to stream this morning, The Rock gets a new look, a home makeover thanks to his 2 young daughters. That's coming up next.
Oh, and Jeremy Renner's recovery, the actor's latest steps toward walking on his own.
And the lawsuit against Ticketmaster, the company is defending itself in federal court starting today.
You're watching ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7, streaming live now.
Now at 7:30, taking a look at the morning's top stories. A man is in critical condition this morning after police say he was beaten and found with serious injuries on a CTA train platform. This happened last night at the 69th Red Line stop. So far, no one is in custody.
Chicago police are still looking for the driver of a black Mercedes involved in a hit and run. Officers say the driver ran a stop sign on Saturday in the West Loop. 26-year-old James Thompson of Plainfield was killed while he was trying to cross the street.
Masks are no longer required at Advocate Health System sites starting today. Now, the move comes with the recent drop in COVID transmission levels. People can still request their caregivers wear a mask.
Hey, everybody, bottom of the hour on the couch.
Yes.
Back over here. It's been a minute. Hey, everybody, I'm Terrell Brown.
And I'm Val Warner. Good to be with you this morning. 33 degrees outside. Beautiful start to the day. Greg is standing by with your forecast. Hey, Greg.
Yeah, nice clear skies. The problem, a northerly wind, and that'll keep our temperature from going too far this afternoon. Instead, we're stuck in the upper 20s, lower 30s off to the north, even getting close to around the upper 20s as far south as Aurora this morning. But with these winds out of the north, you got a couple things going on. One, the shore here along Indiana from the dunes all the way out to Gary, probably going to stay in the upper 30s all day today. You're not going to get 40 degrees because the lake temperature is about 38, 39 degrees. So with the wind coming right off of the lake, you're just not going to warm up very much. A little bit closer here to Chicago, temperatures will likely be about 42, 43 is daytime highs there. Nobody really overperforms, and it's just a tiny little bump from low to high temperature, again, all due to that northerly wind. I expect to see a big change, though, late in the week, and we'll cover that coming up. Russ?
We're still looking at our highest travel time on the expressways with the Kennedy, about an hour 5 from O'Hare into downtown. Everything else is running between 30, 35 minutes and 55 minutes. And I do want to remind you that we've got a big construction change coming up, not so much on the Kennedy, which is very slow, but on the 290 at the Tri-State. So at midnight tonight, that ramp that carries the westbound 290 to the northbound Tri-State is going to close until the end of next year, 2024. So there is a detour. You will continue west on the 290 until you get to Lake Street, head east, and that'll flip you around and continue north on 294. And this will be in place for a while. You'll have a chance to get used to it. Val and Darrell, back to you.
I don't know if I want to, but we'll have a chance.
Right.
Russ, thank you. Let's get to the talkers this morning. And next is the road to recovery for actor Jeremy Renner. He's sharing another update on how he's doing right now. Of course, he was seriously hurt in that snowplow accident. I didn't know this. Renner broke more than 30 bones in his body in that accident on New Year's Day. The Avengers star posted this video on Twitter showing him walking on an anti-gravity treadmill. In another post on Instagram, he said the treadmill helped him to do the walking motion, but with a lower percentage of his body weight. So nice to see him up and moving again. He's moving right along.
Yeah, and look at, I've never seen a device or machine like that
No,
before.
me either.
But it just goes to show you so much that they have in the world of therapy and rehab just to get folks back right. Look at that.
When you got some money.
Yeah. I don't know what the copay is going to be
on
something
that.
like that.
Right, exactly.
Not for me or you. We have to be at LA Fitness.
That's right. That's right. Or in the hot tub, right? Trying to figure it out.
Or the bathtub at home, real hot with some Epsom salt.
With some salts. Yeah, boy, good to see him back at it. And yeah, I mean, that we're talking about an Avengers star here.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's just glad that in many ways he's back up and moving, and hopefully we can see him in a movie here again soon.
And didn't the snow accident happen because he was trying to help somebody?
Yeah. He was trying to help a family member, I think, get their car out
of the snow. Yes, he was doing,
He was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about this. Daddy, let's go get more makeup tools.
No, I don't need more makeup.
All right, actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson posted this video on Instagram. His daughters are 4 and 7 years old now. They clearly had a blast applying lipstick to his head. That's a lot of lipstick.
It
Johnson
is, isn't it?
says he had to cancel a Zoom meeting because of his new look. So, is he the GOAT of girl dads?
I don't need more makeup. I think I'm good.
I don't know, Greg. You tell me.
I'm not doing that. How many?
Yeah, you would.
How many?
I don't need blending.
The whole head? How many makeup wipes is that?
Oh,
Quite a
man.
bit.
Oh, you need more than makeup wipes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That is
They get
wild.
you would let your girls do that for you.
Maybe not pink. But I would do
Red?
eyeshadow. I would let them put the eyeshadow and the lipstick on, but I don't know about
Would
the
you
whole
let them
lipstick.
paint your nails?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Okay.
100%.
I was supposed to say, you probably have already done that.
Not
right?
yet.
Not yet.
They haven't?
Brooke is right there on turning that corner. Yeah, I have a feeling that's in
yeah.
the next year of my life.
It's coming. What
Yep.
about your toenails? Would you let her?
Oh, yeah, totally. Well, I would prefer that. Show up on TV with my nails painted. If I have, then I've just let my daughter do them, and I'm keeping them like that.
And then, you know what? That would be awesome if you did the weather with your nails painted by your daughter.
Why
I would
not?
love that.
I would too.
Yeah.
That would. Yeah,
Absolutely
you
no
get major
problem
points.
with that.
All right, Brooke, get the nail polish ready.
That's right. Daddy's coming home.
home.
Next to a new term, password child.
Which one of us is the password child? Okay, so the password child is like when you're trying to watch your parents' Netflix, but it's logged out. So then you ask, what's the password? And then they say your name or one of your siblings' names. And then whosever name that is the favorite child. So out of all 3.7 million of you here, we decided that you're the password child. Don't tell yourself. Which one of us is the password child?
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah.
My little brother is the password child.
Oh, shut up. Are you serious?
Yes, I swear.
So you're real?
Wait,
no, for real.
This is a real thing. I never heard.
Yeah,
of
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it either.
Yeah.
So real quick, so this is a trend that started on TikTok. It's where kids are logging out of Netflix and then asking their parents for the password. And if one of the kids' names is the password, then they're determined to be the password child. It's like the secret favorite child.
That makes sense.
So how many siblings do you?
I have two.
Two?
Yeah.
And you're saying that you're not.
My little brother is the password child.
Oh man, I don't believe it for a minute.
Yep.
It's crazy.
So is he your mom's favorite?
I am clearly. It was my dad's favorite. My dad's the one that set up Netflix. So.
Oh, he's your dad.
That's
I
what it
mean, you
is.
kind of know though where you fall in the line of favorites
totally.
with it. Are
We'll
you
do Zoe and
mom's
Max
favorites? They're not watching, are they? Oh, they're watching. Come on, Mama Brown, you can tell me who's the favorite.
Or just the least amount of drama, I guess.
Right. You're the smallest headache.
Right, exactly.
That makes you.
Yeah. It's like the
right.
favorite. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. What about you? No. First, Zoe and Max is what I want to know.
I have a favorite daughter and a favorite son.
Oh, give me a break.
Good answer. I rehearsed this.
Yeah.
I rehearsed. Neither one of them is the password. If I were to ever tell, I am that story that we talk about when it says, if you have this password, you have the most common password, and I'm that person.
Your ATM pin is 1, 2, 3, 4.
That is
password.
me. So, neither one of them are my password.
Oh, Sarah's my password child.
I only have one.
The pets are like, what? Not us?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's another really good one.
Well, that was my next question. Can there be a password pet?
Right. But you've got what? Three? Right. So
Yeah.
which one are you gonna pick?
I'm not telling you a password.
or which one's the favorite?
Yeah.
Lola? Lola's the favorite.
Lola's the favorite dog because she's just so cuddly. I call her my sack of potatoes because I can hold her and she's like limp in your arms.
I love that.
But Sassy is just such an adorable, wonderful. She behaves. She listens to you.
Oh.
So I mean, it's like children. They both have their attributes.
Different ways.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing about favorites. Real talk. Any kid at any given moment can be the favorite.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't think
That's fair.
one child holds that title their whole life. Because, I mean, real talk, like sometimes Max is my favorite, sometimes Zoe's my favorite.
Yeah.
It just rotates.
Right.
Yeah.
And it depends on what kind of mood you're in. I mean,
And what you need.
My youngest is like, My youngest is like a little supernova. So like, there's a time and a place for that, and then other times there's time for the quiet one that listens, which is Brooke.
Then Brooke becomes the favorite. Yeah.
Yep.
So I think most parents would agree with that. All right, let's get to this. A Disney superfan named Nathan Firesheets. He just went to all 12 Disney theme parks in the world, you guys, and he did it in 12 days.
What?
He hit one park per day, but didn't just pop in and leave. He also went on every single operating ride, all 216 of them. How's that possible?
Bruh.
He didn't sleep.
Well, exactly.
How did he get in the lightning lane on that?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Good for him. I mean, I just feel like, and this is my thing about like vacations and excursions anyway. I want to go. I want to have a great time. I also want to be able to take a nap, right? And this
Whenever
is
you decide to.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
No itinerary, right? Because a lot of times you go on these trips and then you come back home and you're tired because you're ripping and running the whole time. Now, how in the world do you hit up all 12 of those parks, ride all those rides, and not be worn out?
Right.
So it's like, do you even enjoy the experience because you're trying to live up to a challenge.
Set a
In 12
record.
days?
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, we would travel great together because I don't want any itineraries.
Thank you.
I don't want anybody going, we need to be downstairs at 8 a.m. No, we don't.
I'm on vacation.
Yeah, I'm on vacation. I'll go when oh my God, I want to go on vacation.
Yeah.
You would hate traveling with me.
Oh, are you that
Oh my God. My wife is like a Swiss watch on vacation.
Oh my gosh.
But not
they
like
need to
that.
travel together.
Well, yeah, we'd probably get
Right,
along
exactly.
really well.
Yeah.
Because I blog, I write, I document, and everybody. And I'm like, wait, guys, we can't go yet. I need one more picture, one more video, and they're like,
Well, you know, when you get done, I'll be back at the resort with the pool with your drink.
Thank you.
Because I'm not going anywhere. Breakfast to right to the
Mai Tais
yeah. All right, we'll be back.
Good morning, everyone. We have clear skies to kick it off, but with a northerly wind, our temps just don't go very far. Spinning their wheels, 43 will be our daytime high temperature. Today, we've got some cloud cover that arrives tonight, too little cloud cover, too late in the evening, and it looks like our low temperatures will suffer because of that. We'll be in the upper 20s to lower 30s, even cooler than we started off this morning, probably by 4 or 5 degrees in a lot of cases, so it will be a noticeable difference. Tomorrow afternoon, mix of sun and clouds, but with a wind change, we'll have enough that we get into the upper 40s, lower 50s. That's right around normal, but still just shy. Then Wednesday, look at this, some snow moves into our northernmost counties. I think this is going to mix over a decent amount to raindrops, but there could even be a couple of snowflakes mixed in there. Just going to keep that on your radar for your Wednesday. Daytime highs today, again about the lower 40s, a little bit warmer as you head well west and southwest of town, where you could see some upper 40s. And everybody gets those upper 40s, lower 50s on Tuesday. Wednesday, scattered rain and snow, and warming up by the end of the week, back to 63 on Friday, Ross.
We're looking at an average travel time 35 to an hour 5 on your interior expressways. Now we've got a crash on the inbound 290 at the Tri-State. So it is causing delays on the 290 extension starting at about St. Charles, North Avenue. It's going to be pretty slow until they can get that out of there. And we've got one suburban issue that we're keeping an eye on. It's a crash in Bensonville on Hillside Drive just east of Bussey. Val and Terrell, back to you.
All right, Ross, thanks. Music fans are ready to see Ticketmaster face the music in federal court. They're going to answer a lawsuit over allegations of fraud and price fixing.
Taylor Swift fans attended a dance party last night ahead of their first court hearing today.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
This morning, Taylor Swift fans have a big problem with Ticketmaster, a group filing a lawsuit in court today claiming a conspiracy to jack up prices for Swift-era's tour.
We are not going to just settle. We want to see some change happen. We want to see a difference being made.
Ticketmaster's parent company, Live Nation, saying earlier this year,
we apologize to Ms. Swift. We need to do better, and we will do better.
But that's not all.
I know when that hotline blink.
Drake fans also filing a separate lawsuit against Ticketmaster in Canada for alleged price fixing there, claiming the company knew the Canadian artist would perform 2 concerts in Montreal, but kept that quiet to boost demand. Experts say the underlying problem, Ticketmaster's monopoly on the market, controlling 70% of the industry.
The monopoly issues have been going on for years and years and years and years. Pearl Jam took them before Congress.
That was in 1994. Pearl Jam members on Capitol Hill after finding out Ticketmaster added a service charge to its tickets.
Many Pearl Jam fans are teenagers who do not have the money to pay $30 or more that is often charged for tickets today.
Pearl Jam complained, tried to get promoters to cap ticket prices at other venues, with no luck.
There's no one who even comes close to Ticketmaster's strength, its reach, its muscle, its ability to sell the volume of tickets that it has to.
Okay, so we just got to wait and see if they're going to fix this so we don't have any more troubles with Ticketmaster in the future. It's interesting how this is going. I'm just curious how it's going to play out.
That's what I was thinking too. What's the end of this line going to be for Ticketmaster?
Yeah, because folks are not happy.
No, but Ticketmaster's got a whole lot of power. So we'll see how it goes. 7:46. We'll take a break. We're back after this.
Singer Adele is extending her Las Vegas residency. The pop star announced she will add 34 more dates between June and November at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace. Her performances in June will also be recorded and released as a concert film special.
Go ahead, Adele. She's doing her thing.
Gotta catch her before she goes.
Right. Hello.
Right? Oh, sad story here.
Right. Yeah, sure is. To the arrest of rising star Jonathan Majors.
His lawyers are fighting back against claims that he assaulted and strangled a woman. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
This morning, new fallout for embattled movie star Jonathan Majors.
When you look into your future, do you see a life full of obstacles or possibilities?
The Army now pulling its ad featuring Majors in the wake of a domestic dispute that allegedly turned violent. Majors was arrested over the weekend, accused of attacking his girlfriend in a New York cab. Police say Majors was the one to call 911 Saturday morning to report concern about his girlfriend. But when officers arrived, the 30-year-old woman claimed Majors slapped her and put his hand on her neck, allegedly causing minor injuries, including a laceration behind her ear, bruising on her neck, and substantial pain. Police arrested Majors, charging him with strangulation, assault, and harassment. But his attorneys claim the woman was having a, quote, emotional crisis, adding they're collecting evidence that will clear Majors' name, including witness testimony from the cab driver, video footage from inside the car, and written testimony from Majors' girlfriend, allegedly recanting her allegations. In the meantime, the Army says it won't be showing his face in its ads anytime soon. A spokesperson saying, while Mr. Majors is innocent until proven guilty, prudence dictates that we pause our ads until the investigation is complete. Majors was arraigned and released over the weekend. He is due back in court in May. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Yeah, you know, just on the heels of Creed 3, obviously this ad with the Army. He's in another movie.
Incredible success.
Incredible success, but That's when they say things happen, right?
Yeah.
And we don't know. We don't,
Right, we don't
know.
know anything.
Obviously, there are two sides to this story.
Right.
And there's going to be a complete investigation. You know, he's saying one thing, she's saying something completely different. But it's just the timing of it.
It is.
It's suspicious.
It's curious. And
Yeah.
I mentioned this earlier. We were talking. This is a me thing. This is why it's so hard to meet and really get in deep with new people. Because I've worked on my career for basically my entire life. And one instance, one episode could ruin everything.
Right.
And so I feel for him in that regard. We'll see how this whole thing shakes out.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we'll be right back.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You know, not everyone is a morning person. Just ask Doris, a dairy cow in England.
What? So we can all relate to her pretending to be sleeping to shirk duties, but Doris's owner knew the cow was faking it, apparently. Jeannie Mose has more.
Do you hate getting up in the morning? So does Doris. All the cows at Reed's farm on the Isle of Wight in England got up and left for milking.
Except for Doris. Doris is actually pretending to be asleep.
And for faking sleep, Doris has gone viral. People relate. "I am Doris" was a typical comment.
Oh, Doris has got a fantastic personality. She is definitely more person than cow.
She's one of John Brody's favorites.
You're a mischief maker. Can you leave my coffee alone, please?
When Doris pretended to be asleep, John called her out.
Doris, come on. I see your ears moving. Come on, I can see your eye. Yeah.
How'd he know she was faking?
Around 30 seconds beforehand, she had her head up and was looking straight at me. She put her head back down, thinking that she was going to get away with it, just to push her luck, be cheeky.
Now Doris has fans online. I think I found my spirit animal. Leave Doris alone. But Doris doesn't leave John alone. And why was she licking the back of your head?
Grooming. She's grooming me. It means, as far as I'm concerned, she accepts me as a member of the herd.
She grooms him. He grooms her.
What's this all over your face?
Jeannie Mose, New York.
It's the head down 30 seconds before I film, and then let me just put it down to pretend. Oh my goodness. Do any of your pets do that?
Oh, they do a boatload of things.
Oh, yeah.
My dogs think they're human. My cat thinks she's a dog. And so it goes.
Sounds about right.
I just wish my kids pretended to sleep instead. They're like, "I'm up, my light turned green,"
Oh, that's
and I'm
true.
like, "Oh man."
They're ready to go.
6 a.m.
6 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah, you're there.
Hey, before we go, want to wish Jessica Smith from Linwood a big happy birthday. She's the sister of our show producer and also a new mommy.
Speaking of wanting to sleep.
Exactly,
Yes,
right?
getting no sleep.
Jessica and Jeremiah Smith are spending Jessica's special day just bonding and enjoying family. So so good for them. And I remember when Tony had to head out that day because that was happening.
Oh,
right? So,
I might not. Was I
were you
not
here that day?
I don't think
you were
so.
here that day.
Oh, well, congratulations, Jessica. Welcome to mommyhood.
That's it. That's going to do it for us, everybody, in the news at 7. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.